Marcus is getting into that place where he's got to be careful, and he's either got to stick to his guns and go, I'm either not, I hate that. I'd hate to be in this position as a player where you want to play 10, but they're offering you another spot somewhere else at 15 and you take it. But at the same time, if Furbank comes back, he's probably not. Roebuck did a good job. He's probably not going to be that option then at fullback, and then you've killed yourself at 10 because you haven't cemented that spot there. It's a really tricky place where his ability to play anywhere, and still, I will quite happily say he's the best player in attack that we've got. He makes consistently the most amount of yards, line breaks, everything else. So I feel he needs to be in the team, but if he's not going to be 10, he can't just bounce around the field. Or you look at it now, Finn Smith's proved he's going to go further into the competition, so that's only going to elevate him because he's going to move on to the next game and play that and be seen on what's seen as the big stage. Obviously Prendergast, who he's probably, fighting for in terms of if you're going to be a go as a Lions 10.
Yeah.
I think Marcus is still going to be okay because he's going to fit into that utility role, which I think could get him on the tour. But as a 10, he's going to probably slip down the rankings now because these guys are going to go on.
Yeah.
But for the bigger picture, it then becomes very tricky if you don't say, I'm a 10, I'm not moving. But then rugby's about team players who just want to play and want to be on the field, and he does what's right for the team. So it's a real tricky spot for him, because we've all know those players who moved around just to make sure they were in that England team, but then they sort of get lost in between where they want to play, and it's difficult. It's difficult for him. So what's he going to do about it?
But the last Lions tours, there's the squad obviously that's given. I think that's pretty much sorted after Six Nations. I'm not sure he's dropping anybody now. But then you said the versatile players that can play more than one position. Yes, you're going to talk about your week games and stuff. I mean, you guys know this better than I do, but I'm sure there's a first starting lineup set for the first test when you get on tour. But then things change all the time.
We saw it with Peter O'Mahony.
Then there's the week games.
Yeah,
and
then you see who can be maybe earn themselves a spot on the bench, and then ends up coming off the bench and being perfect. So actually, his versatility, his hybrid utility back I think will get him on the plane.
Yeah,
for 99% sure, and then it's up to him to do well during the week and to do well off the bench and then to earn a start.
Which, in all fair, I do think Marcus fits into that Lions mould because of his attacking capability and just getting himself in games. So I think it does fit into that Lions mould of just making sure a lot of the time he's just getting your hands on the ball and trying, and then things will come off. And he's that type of player who things do come off for. So I think he would fit into that ideal blend for a Lions tourist, because you just still don't have enough time to bring everything together. So you need people who want to get involved and don't need structure. And I don't necessarily think he needs structure. So you compare that to a Prendergast, where I think he needs a bit of structure around him. He needs to know what he's doing and be able to organise. So it's food for thought for Mr. Farrell.